Hey, welcome back everyone. This is Uncle Frank, and I am not a financial advisor, nor is any of the content to be construed as financial advice. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. Okay, let's kick off this episode with a recap from Wall Street Breakfast. Keeping in mind, this is what the financial media wants you to think. Wall Street on Friday slumped to a 4-week losing streak as sentiment continued to be slammed by jitters over the trade war and an economic downturn. Favorable inflation data did little to alter the mood, and market participants now turn their attention to next week's Fed Reserve interest rate decision. The week started with 2025's biggest sell-off, as recession fears drove the benchmark S&P 500 down nearly 3% and the tech-heavy Nasdaq down 4%. The selling only intensified over the next few days as U.S. President Trump went back and forth on tariffs and engaged in increasingly aggressive rhetoric with top trading partners. Things came to a head on Thursday with the S&P sliding into correction territory for the first time since late 2023. My favorite quote of the week: President Trump says the U.S. is involved in stupid trade, not free trade. He's correct. Trump blames globalists for stock market sell-off. That was from March 6th, and he's telling the truth. I feel I proved it in my video titled, "See How They Did It." Check it out for yourself. Now, I'm not making excuses for Trump. The fact is the WEF had a meeting with all the globalists in attendance. They talked about a Chinese AI firm I never heard of all week long. The Monday morning following the meeting, the market suddenly dropped on DeepSeek news and hasn't completely recovered ever since. The bad actors knew to hurt Trump, they have to drag the market down. To drag it down, you have to weaken the Mag 7. To weaken the Mag 7, you have to punch Nvidia in the face, and they did it. That Monday morning, the financial press, specifically little Andrew Ross Sorkin on CNBC, a known super lib, performed a free commercial on DeepSeek like a good little comrade. Guys, tariff negotiations can and do create uncertainty and volatility, but don't believe the hype. The financial media and the Fed Reserve want you to believe this is all about tariffs. Tariffs are negotiating tools for the president. He's trying to get better trade deals for the U.S. He's already attracted $2 trillion in new manufacturing investment into the country. That and slashing $1 trillion in useless spending are a pretty powerful combination. In a bright spot, both the consumer and producer inflation reports for February came in softer than anticipated, providing some relief. All eyes are now on the Fed, whose Monetary Policy Committee will kick off a 2-day meeting on Tuesday. The central bank is expected to keep its key policy rates steady, and the focus will be more on Chair Powell's remarks about the economy and Trump's tariffs. That's true. The guy that told you inflation was transitory and let it out of the bag in the first place will now blame the president and tariff negotiations for why he won't lift a finger to help this economy or its consumers. For the week, the Dow got the worst of it, losing 3.1%, followed by Nasdaq losing 2.4%. The S&P gave up 2.3%, and finally the Russell shed 1.7% for the week. The only two sectors up for the week were utilities and energy. The only indices in the world that were in the green last week were China and Japan. Under commodities and bonds, crude oil WTI was positive for the week, up 0.2% to 67.18 per barrel. Gold was up 3% at an astonishing 3,001.1 per ounce, and the 10-year yield dropped 0.2 basis points to finish at 4.318%. Guys, I want you to know that only 25% of corrections turn into a bear market. Since World War II, the S&P 500 has experienced 48 corrections. However, only 12 of those corrections have turned into bear markets, meaning 75% of the time, a correction doesn't spiral all the way down to a bear market. Not investment advice or advisor. Uncle Frank had a better week thanks to Friday's action. Subscribers to this channel know what I'm interested in. The disruptors, the next big thing. I will never tell you what to buy or when to buy it, but I can share what I buy. I'm currently long ACHR or Archer Aviation, SRFM or Surf Air Mobility. XRP is my only crypto position, and in quantum, I'm long QBTS or D-Wave, RGTI or Rigetti, and IONQ or IonQ. And a quick shout out to my competition, 123. How you like me now? The standout for the week for me was D-Wave or QBTS, up 92.28% for the week, up 46.89% on Friday alone. The common finished at 996 and I'm long at 572. I also own the 750 calls expiring next Friday at 20 cents, and they finished at 280 or up 1,300%. Don't worry, I'm going to show you how I picked that option using the events calendar. Now, who remembers this headline from early January? On the 8th, quantum stocks plunge after Nvidia's Wang says the computers are 15 to 30 years away. And then on January 15th, Nvidia unveils first ever Quantum Day at annual GTC event. D-Wave Quantum CEO Alan Barrett said Nvidia's Jensen Huang is dead wrong about quantum computing after comments from the head of the chip giant spooked Wall Street. Guys, I picked the calls expiring on Friday the 21st because that's one day after the first ever Quantum Day at the Nvidia Tech Conference next week. Me and other traders believe someone from the quantum space might announce something exciting on the 20th. All three of the companies I own are presenting at that conference. What I didn't know when I put the trade on is that the D-Wave CEO had his own plans prior to the conference. Now, Dr. Barrett's is a CEO you can be proud of. He really let his nuts hang this past week, just shocking the entire tech world while simultaneously shoving it all the way up Wall Street's ass. There are still people out there like little AMC Bigums who grovel at the feet of Adam Aron, so much so that Adam actually follows him. Or you can bet on guys like this. D-Wave CEO claims quantum supremacy. The company said it's annealing quantum computer designed to find the optimal solution to problems involving many solutions, outperform one of the world's most powerful classical supercomputers. D-Wave's quantum computer performed the most complex simulation in minutes and with a level of accuracy that would take nearly 1 million years using the supercomputer, the CEO said. If you want to know how to make white trash mayonnaise sandwiches and support a CEO that reverse splits your stock for no good reason other than to assist Wall Street, or dilutes every single time your stock starts to recover, follow morons like Bigums, Adam Aron's little bitch. Now, this coming week is very exciting. As I said, beginning Monday and ending Friday is the Nvidia GTC conference. The entire tech world will be watching along with all of us who trade it. This year's conference is extra special because it will feature the first ever Quantum Day on Thursday the 20th, and all three of the quantum stocks I own will be there presenting. D-Wave, Rigetti, and IonQ. Monday, the 17th, is also St. Patrick's Day. Did you know St. Patty's Day is statistically one of the stock market's best days? The S&P 500 ends higher on March 17th 80% of the time, so we'll see if anything can fuck that up for us. Tuesday, the 18th, the FOMC meeting begins, but we'll have Surf Air Mobility's earnings call after the bell. Does Uncle Frank have the hot hand? We shall see. Clearly, the biggest event of the week will be on Wednesday when we get the rate decision on the 19th. No one expects the Fed to help with a cut, just run their mouths on how inflationary the tariff negotiations are, which in my opinion is bullshit. Trump has already secured $2 trillion in manufacturing investment, so I think it's already a success. Also, March 20th marks the deadline to submit your affidavit for the AMC Share Count Affidavit Campaign, or AMC Project Popcorn. Please get over there and do that if you haven't already. Let's prove that retail owned the float 5 times over before the asinine ape conversion and reverse split we never needed to do. Like every Thursday, we'll get jobless claims, but the following week is exciting as well. Monday, March 24th, 9:45 a.m., S&P Flash U.S. Services and Manufacturing PMI. Thursday, 10 a.m., consumer confidence, and we should get GameStop earnings at 4 Eastern, but that's unconfirmed. Tuesday, March 27th, 8:30 a.m., again, initial jobless claims and GDP. We'll be watching that carefully this time. This is second revision. Friday, March 28th, 8:30, personal income and spending, but also the big dog, the Fed's favorite, the PCE index. Now, I wanted to share this newsletter, Market 360, with you to highlight how important this coming quantum event is. We've been talking about quantum computing a lot lately, and rightfully so. After all, big tech is making major investments in it, including Alphabet, Microsoft, and Amazon. They're developing quantum chips that can perform computations in seconds that would normally take a classic computer thousands of years to complete. But of all the big tech companies, Lewis thinks Nvidia is on the path to becoming the leader, which it will make clear to all the other quantum players next Thursday, March 20th, when it hosts its Quantum Day or Q Day. This is where he predicts Nvidia will make a major announcement. Not only will it cause his number one pick to take off like a rocket, but it will also fuel a fresh rally to help turn the entire market around. So Lewis is betting a lot on this event too. Now, there are some other upcoming events you may want to add to your calendar. For example, the Washington, D.C. Blockchain Summit for 2025 happens on March 26th. And notably, World Quantum Day will occur on April 14th of this year. Al from Boston warned me when I started covering quantum stocks that the Chinese were way ahead of us. Did you guys think they were going to sit on the sidelines? China unveils new processor 1 quadrillion times faster than supercomputer. Okay, so if the bad actors are also developing quantum computers, and quantum computers can break through your security faster than shit, the next thing we have to look into is quantum computing security. It's time to get our wagons in a circle. If the Ukrainians can hack Twitter, imagine what the Chinese can do with a quantum setup. Uncle Frank's recommendation: tighten up your security. The risk outweighs the convenience. Your phone, your laptop, your terminal at work, none of it's safe once hackers get access to quantum computers. Before I continue, I want to run through some Zero Hedge headlines just in case you missed any of this news. Putin calls for all Ukrainians in Kursk to surrender, sympathetic to Trump's request to spare lives. Senate passes GOP bill avoiding government shutdown. Shred and burn all documents. U.S. aid staff ordered to destroy evidence on Tuesday. InfoWars reporter brutally murdered outside his Austin residence. Elon Musk says massive cyber attack on X originated in the Ukraine area. And then titty tantrum. Topless French women shriek, "Heil Donald Trump, Heil Vladimir Putin, and Heil Elon Musk," to protest fascist epidemic. Ladies, please, put your tops back on. Now I want to talk about XRP. This is old news, but XRP ETPs and ETFs could garner $4 billion to $8 billion, according to analysts at JP Morgan in January. Yeah, I'm saying they're way off. I'm making the call right now. At least $10 billion, and that may be way low. Guys, this is just one of the reasons I'm so bullish on XRP, not investment advice or advisor. What do we have, almost 20 spot ETFs in the pipeline for this thing? Here's a post from Chad. As of the initial Feb 13-14 SEC acknowledgments that gives a timeline for the XRP ETFs, a 240-day clock begins. After a 21-day public comment period, there are 4 deadlines, similar to below, which puts us at a latest date of mid-October. Earliest approval is mid-April. But here's a problem. The SEC is awaiting the confirmation of Paul Atkins before approving the XRP ETFs. Well, the White House has not yet submitted paperwork to the Senate for this confirmation hearing, and we have no idea why that hasn't happened yet. Listen, guys, believe it or not, this case was brought under Gensler's predecessor, under a Trump SEC. As far as I'm concerned, you pulled all these other cases, you could easily pull at least the appellate claim, okay? We could at least get that out of the way. But for some reason, the White House is dragging its feet. And I believe that this whole case, this ridiculous case that originated under a Trump SEC, was all to benefit SWIFT, to slow XRP down. It was singled out of thousands of projects. It's the one project that actually does something and does it well, and it was singled out. So Uncle Frank smells a rat. Guys, all that's important now is getting the stink of the U.S. government and its regulators off of our project. That's it. That's all that matters. But I want to tell you what I'm most excited about. It's not all the banks or institutions adopting it and using it after the case is tossed. And it's not that it unlocks liquidity, which we need like the desert needs the rain. It's not the 20-spot ETFs waiting in the wings to be approved. No. What I'm most excited about is what the Ripple executives themselves think about the project. We all know they believe it's the best mousetrap on the planet for cross-border payments. But listen carefully how Ripple executives speak about XRP. With 2017 now well underway, we remain hard at work, focused on adding exciting new features to the RCL and further improving the performance, stability, and quality, right? Okay, most importantly, we remain more committed than ever to the simple goal of making XRP the world's reserve digital currency. There it is. That's what they've had in mind from 8 years ago. That's why I'm in this. That's why it's my biggest position, not investment advice or advisor. There's the daily chart on what I consider to be the most promising growth stock in the entire market, ACHR, or Archer Aviation. On Friday, Archer closed at $7.90, up 65 cents, or 8.97%. There's Archer's hourly chart showing the week's action from a low of 659. That's right, you could have bought as much as you wanted under 7 to a high of 790 to finish the after hours session at 789. Now, guys, pay attention. This is from Saturday morning. An unprecedented alliance is reshaping America's defense industry. This triumvirate, consisting of Archer Aviation, Anduril, and Palantir Technologies, unites breakthrough innovations in three domains: advanced aerial mobility, autonomous defense systems, and data intelligence. I want you guys to know this is not just an eVTOL manufacturer anymore. There are hundreds of those. This is also an eVTOL airline and now a defense contractor. This is a strategic alliance of the highest caliber. Are you guys liking these headlines from the past week? Intellectus Partners has $7 million stake in Archer. 6 reasons to buy Archer stock like there's no tomorrow. Is Archer Aviation the best meme stock to buy right now? Archer Aviation, it's the perfect time to buy. Archer is starting production of its Midnight Air Taxi, targeting 10 aircraft in 2025, with Abu Dhabi Aviation as its first customer. Archer is poised to capitalize on key aviation trends, accessibility, autonomy, and electric technology, focusing on civilian, defense, and AI-driven flight control systems. Strategic partnership with Anduril aims to develop cost-effective hybrid propulsion VTOL aircraft for defense, targeting the U.S. Department of Defense and leveraging AI and existing supply chains. I rate Archer as a buy with a target price of 11, driven by its innovative approach and significant market opportunities in both civilian and military aviation sectors. Okay, so Archer Aviation, an eVTOL aircraft company, began trading on the New York on September 17, 2021, after merging with a special purpose acquisition company, or SPAC. So this company's been trading for about 40 months. Okay, so inside of 40 months, this growth company sports an order book in excess of $6 billion, with customers and strategic alliances including United Airlines, Southwest Air, Japan Airlines, Sumitomo, Future Flight Global, Stellantis, the United States Air Force, Anduril, the U.S. Department of Defense, Abu Dhabi Investment Office, Abu Dhabi Airports, Falcon Aviation, Etihad Aviation Training, General Civil Aviation Authority, Urban Movements Lab, Los Angeles Department of Transportation, Kilroy Realty Corp., University of Southern California, the Los Angeles Rams, New York City's East 34th Street Heliport, Palantir, air taxi bases established in New York, Los Angeles, Miami, and San Francisco, Kakao Mobility, LG U Plus, and GS in South Korea. I could go on, but are you feeling the heat from these guys yet? So Earnings Hub has Surf Air Mobility's earnings in 3 days on the 18th. Revenue beat estimates 4 times in 4 quarters. EPS beat only 1 time in 4 quarters. But I think this company's financials are heading in the right direction. They recently moved the headquarters to Texas from California, a state that's crazy as a bag of rats, which means management is serious about becoming profitable. Palantir owns just over 20% of the joint, so I'm hoping we get some efficiency dividends real soon. Not investment advice or advisor. As I was trying to wrap this video, I got this notification. Trump orders strikes on Iran-backed Houthi rebels in Yemen and issues new warning. Say what you want, this guy is anything but boring. Hey, I want to thank you for watching, and please remember to hit the like button after this slide if you enjoyed the presentation. Subscribe to the channel and set the alert so you're notified when I have new information to share. See you at the bell.